I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, yeah. Baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that someone's gonna help me. Ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious. I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless. Taste the pain, it's like candy canes. It makes me go change into a better frame, into a better name. Society's insane, we all live for fame, yeah. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, do it no cap. Only God wants you, better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad, baby, I'm bad. I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go,
What is going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use for tomorrow. And boy, do we got some stuff to talk about. I am upside down in a short right now, but that's all right. It ain't too bad. Down about $100. But hey, Bitcoin took off today, so on me, I guess I'm fighting the trend a little bit. You know, maybe I should take my own advice sometimes. But that being said, I do not do this alone. I'm going to bring up the man, the myth, the legend, Detroit's own, one of the busiest guys in crypto, If D White. Dude, it's looking kind of like Darth Vader-ish back there, man. What's
yeah, I'm doing a bit of violence.
The robot. The robot. It's back. Did you share a tab? You shared a
Put 'em
tab.
down.
You didn't. I'll let you. Actually, I remember I can do something, right? I can mute. It was like mute your screen, I think. You already took it down. All right. I'll let you work that. I'm going to go ahead and give some shout outs in the chat here. We got Crypto Billy in the house. He says, shake and bake, baby. What's up, brother? Hope all is well. Hope you had a great weekend. Username, I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here. Jesse, good look. What's up, man? Hope all is well with you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the support today. If you guys don't know, we do have a Facebook page now as well. What we will be doing is simulcasting to X, YouTube, and Facebook here shortly. So we got to wait I think it's like another 30 days or so. They put you in the penalty box for 60 days. I don't know why, but we will be simulcasting to all three of those. So looking forward to that. If you guys could help us out, go over there and give us a follow. I think we're like a couple follows away to being eligible to go live there as well. So we would appreciate that. A to Ace, my dude, he said 100% long. Yeah, you guys are voting long. And of course, I'm in a short. I'm actually now in the positive, 68 cents, killing it. All right, so scrolling down here, who else do we got? We got K Diggity, no doubt. Wick's wife, Fine 89. I guess she likes the song. There you go. She's our moderator, the super mod. Wick's wife, Fine 89. All right, scrolling down here. Who else? We got Jay Violet. Hello. How are you? Hope all is well. Hope you had a great weekend. My dude, Harp. Glad we're not playing in the playoffs, man. Hopefully we can see each other a little bit further down the road. I did not want to play you 3 times in like a month. That is it's not my idea of a good time. All right. Hashtag free Richard. Yeah, we're going to get him on, man. I did talk to him. Or actually, no, it was last time he was on here. He said he was down to come back on. So we do have a guest for tomorrow, though. That is locked on. We already got the thumbnail all ready to go, and we got a CVO trading. I guess that's what he's going by nowadays. CVO trading. He's going to be on here tomorrow, so that should be a good show. Excited about that. FD. Let's see, man. Let's see if you got it worked out, man. Let's hear it. Let's hear the robot.
Check.
There it is. He's back. He's back in the fight. Let's go.
So, I'm using one. I'm using my laptop, but I just shared the window as opposed to sharing the tab. So I had to open a new window. So we'll go from there. That's good.
Yo, well, it's good. Good to have you, man. What's up? How was the weekend?
It was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. I can't complain, man. I had getting pretty cold here, man. Pretty cold here, so I can't really be outside when it's too super cold. So stayed in the house, watched Squid Games over the weekend. Still haven't finished it, so I think I'm gonna finish it tonight. And funny, they got a crypto influencer YouTube scammer on there who went to the games because he was scamming people in crypto, and now he owes people a bunch of money, so he has to win the money, man. So it was hilarious. That really got me intrigued, man. So I said, I know a lot of people who go on this show on the Squid Game, so
Yeah.
it's very interesting, man. So I've been watching that. But other than that, man, I'm long. I got long Sunday night right before the weekly close, and I've been long since 98,700 or 98,600, something like that. So I'm trying to ride it up, and then we'll look at some charts. I got some trade setups, and I'm ready to go.
Right on. Well, I guess we are kind of inverse right now because I actually took a short out today. So
what happened, TradeFly? I saw
What's up?
the stock market closed very positive on Friday, and
Yeah.
that's usually an indication of a Monday is gonna a continuation. So then once the futures open, I mean they open massively. So I was like, I'm hopping in along, man. So that was just one of the correlations that I took to open that long.
Bro, so I'll tell you what I just saw, man, on the charts. I was looking at liquidity before I started the show. There was a lot of liquidity. It started spiking just above where price action was. We kind of started forming a ascending triangle, and we'll look at it on the charts. But it was like a liquidity grab, man. It went up and it just took that liquidity and boom, it just like dumped like $500-600 like almost instantly. So it was really, really interesting to see that live. But I was in a trade, so I was kind of watching it, eyeballs popping out, just kind of keep an eye on things. But yeah, dude, there's definitely a lot to look at on the charts here, and we will get to that here soon. But the first thing we have to do is get into our first segment, and that is going to be the Daily DGen. Let's get this party started. And here we go. So you can see the trade that I'm in right now. Again, I'm just barely in, and there it goes. It just went red. It's gonna move quick. It's a pretty big trade actually. I think the total right now is about 99K, but that's got leverage in it. So that being said, I have AIXBT. I know that's the hotness here that you guys have been talking about recently. And I have this up on the 5-minute chart, and it looks like you guys are just nothing but long here. So that's what I'll do. I'm not even gonna belabor the point here. You see, it is above VWAP. So if you're gonna take a long, that's probably about the time to do it on these shorter time frame charts here. But it is kind of trending down in. That's not really the structure you want to see going into VWAP, but VWAP could actually hold up support here. So it looks like 93% of you are long. Let's go ahead and put that in because that is how we do it. It is the daily DGen. We don't do a lot of TA on it. We just take the trade, and it's based on you guys as the viewers to make that decision. So don't worry, it's just my money in real life. Easy come, easy go, I guess. So I'm gonna put a pretty small trade in there, but there you go. That is in. That's a 50x. We'll go ahead. We'll come back to it. Take a look-see here later in the show, and we are definitely going to be fighting against my other trade, but it's all good. It's all good. It's in there. AIXBT. There you go. You crazy DGens. Let's go. Dave Digital, what's up, brother? How are you? Moho, good morning. How are you? All set. What is up? Good to see you. Who else? We got anyone else in there? I think that's all in terms of who showed up late, but just wanted to say what's up to all of you. All right, let's go ahead and get into our news. We're going to try to keep this pretty quick, and then we're going to start rattling off some TA, man. I know that's why you guys are here, so let's go ahead and hit up some of the news articles. First up, we got CleanSpark's Bitcoin stash climbs to 9,952 BTC as hash rate grows. So it is kind of interesting that they are, not only mining, right? That's what CleanSpark does, but they are also kind of holding on to this Bitcoin and they're investing in it. So that kind of gives you a little bit of like pause, right? And you start to think about it. Why are they holding on to Bitcoin? Why have they started to invest in Bitcoin, essentially, right? And so that lets you kind of, behind the curtains a little bit. You kind of think about what is their long-term plan? Well, their long-term plan or what their long-term belief is that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up. That's why they're holding it. So keep that in mind, right? CleanSpark, if anyone's going to know, or at least have a hunch on which way the price action is going to go, CleanSpark is going to be that. All right, over to MicroStrategies. And this article is talking about the preferred stock strategy, right? Essentially how they're using that to unlock the ability to purchase more Bitcoin. If you didn't know, MicroStrategy is at it again, and they purchased more Bitcoin. And they do not think this is the top. It is very clear. It's very evident that they do not think this is the top. And they are continuing to buy right around 100K, where most people think that that's kind of a sell area, or kind of a wall, essentially, for people to start taking profits. MicroStrategies is not. But MicroStrategy has to be careful, right? Because this is perpetual. When they're using this preferred stock, understand that they can continue to pay dividends on this until essentially they go underwater, right? So it's I don't know. Blood was on here and he was talking about it. He was kind of like, it's kind of a risky strategy, and I'd say I agree. Like, it seems like they're kind of upside down in Bitcoin. Like they're all in, right? It's almost like the rest of their business doesn't matter anymore. But that also makes them highly fluid and highly volatile in conjunction with Bitcoin price. If you guys haven't noticed, they had like a 50% pullback very, very quickly, and then they had a nice rebound today. They had a very nice bounce. So it's all over the place, but it's highly influenced by Bitcoin price, and it can get weird for you guys. So be careful there. Go over the duo cam. Go ahead and give FD an opportunity here. What do you think, one, about MicroStrategy's their strategy? It's kind of hard to say, MicroStrategy strategy, but really that is. What do you think about their strategy here and the way that they are, using stock or preferred stock to actually invest in Bitcoin? And then also with CleanSpark, do you think they're onto something in terms of them continuing to essentially hodl Bitcoin?
It's a good question. Good two-part question. I really think so CleanSpark, I think they know the mining game is gonna start winding down probably eventually, and it's going to have to be something else that's going to bring in a lot of profit. So they got a lot of time, not a whole lot, because in another 4 years or 3.5 years, so to say, that those rewards are going to get cut in half again. So I think they're just preparing for the future, and they believe in crypto. They're mining it, and not only mining it, they believe in its long-term value. So I think they just they're just practicing what they preach, basically, for Clean Spark. So I'm gives me a little bit more conviction when I'm investing long term, when I see these companies that actually mine Bitcoin are actually now buying it too. So it's like, okay, they actually believe that this is going to keep going for years and years and years. And then MicroStrategy, I don't even know what to say, man, about Michael Saylor. He was every time I see, like, I love Bitcoin just like the next man. But it's just some people, it's just like, okay, man, slow down a little bit. Slow down. Like, I don't, some people just are that convicted. Like, even I know he doesn't think 100K is the top, but he's not thinking like you and me. He's thinking like years. He's thinking like the next decade, how Bitcoin is going to go. He says like 4 million or something, something crazy up there, which I think it could get there. The time that it takes to get there is the question. So I mean, we've been not we, but they've been laughing at Michael Saylor and calling him crazy for the last 3 years, and he's proved them wrong. So I mean, hopefully it can continue. I think he is his track record as minus the .com era when he like lost the most money out of any company or something like that. When it comes to this era with Bitcoin, he's been doing fairly well, exceptionally well. So, like you said, his stock, like they I think they're like a software company, but nobody even cares about that anymore. Nobody cares. It's basically a Bitcoin proxy play now, and it's predicated on what Bitcoin does. So as long as Bitcoin does what it does, he can do his infinite money glitch, as he calls it. So we'll see.
Yeah, right on. It's definitely interesting, man. Like I said, there is an element of risk here. I am updating a limit order right now. I think I'm gonna try to get out of this. Order filled. Boom. Let's see. I think I won that one. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, plus $105, 1%. Not too crazy, but I'll take $100. Go ahead and put that in the piggy bank. Let's go. All right, let's go over and get over to our.
That's good, man. Like,
yeah.
if you can extract $100 5 or 6 days a week, that's an extra what, 6, 12, 8, 24, $2,500 a month. I mean, it's not always going to be like that, but
yeah,
if you can do that, man, like, that's really what I used to. I really started today, so I opened up a Bitcoin trade, just a small Bitcoin trade.
Lost you. For some reason, you cut out there, man. But while you're working that, I'll show you guys kind of what I was looking at here. So initially, I was looking at a horizontal level of resistance right here. And I'll pull it up here. And this really was very, very simple TA. I wasn't even using TradingView, but I was looking at that. All right, so that was not a good call. Let's go ahead and be clear on that. All right, I was looking at a horizontal level. It was fighting with that, and you'll have to look at it on the candles to see a little bit more clearer picture. So I did take a short position right here, and then it just took off, right? So it actually broke through, retested, and took off. But thankfully, when I was looking at where I was going to set my stop loss, I went back in history a little bit. I was like, where is another level of horizontal resistance? And about 103 was it. So I set the stop loss up above 103, plus it was above liquidity. All right, so I'm going to show you guys that on the heat map here as well. But this is the liquidity, the grab that I saw earlier. And I was like, dang, like it was crazy. So like when I was in the trade, the crazy thing is the map heated up. Like as I was in the trade, and I was like, damn it. Like I was like, for sure, like this thing's going to take off and grab this liquidity. I tell you guys all the time, I know we're getting ahead of it a little bit, but it goes and grabs this liquidity. Like it just happens all the time. And when I saw this heat up like that, and I was like, that's not good. It went up, grabbed that liquidity, and it came back down, right? So then it reestablished a range. So I stayed in the trade. I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe this might not take off because it looks like it was a liquidity grab. And sure enough, it came back down hard. So you see this big wick. That shows you a lot of selling pressure right there. And then I'm just following this trend up, and I'm like, okay, cool. If I come back down to this trend right here, that's where I'll go ahead and take the profit. All right. So, I had a different game plan going into it, but I had to flex a little bit. Again, this is about where I started right here. You can see the little red arrow here, and this is where I exited. So, very, very simple, and if it breaks through this trend line, now we start looking at potentially taking another short, right? We break through, maybe we retest, do that old OC retest and reestablish, this trend line. Could be an opportunity here to take a short. So I'll have to go to TradingView and start looking at some of the indicators, get a little bit more, comfortable with what I'm looking at there. But that was what I was looking at today. Again, very, very simple. It was all charts, no TradingView, really, no oscillators, all just looking at the charts, looking at the price action, and looking at some high Kanashi here, as you can see. So, all right, cool. FD, you back?
Check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, he's back. All right, cool. I think I seen a couple people jump in the chat. Andrea, what's up? How are you? I saw you jump in the chat. Hope all is well. Indie Rock Crypto, my dude. He's in here, our official hype man. That's what we're just going to call him from now on. Piper's in the house. He said, good evening, yeah, DJs. Yeah, dude, I talk about DJing, man. I threw out a 6-figure trade today to make a whopping $100. Go me. Oh, man. But I was playing it safe. I had all my areas kind of identified. Still a little DJing, but it's all right. All right, let's go ahead. What we gotta do? We gotta bring up our third member of the show, Mr. Elmer Fudd. I don't hear any volume there. Hopefully you guys hear it. All right. Wangaboss led Gemini Trust Company agrees to pay $5 million to settle CFTC charges in proposed order. So very, very interesting when I was reading through this. And the reason that I found it interesting is because it's a lot of assumptions. It's really tough, man. I guess the CFTC is going to be the new SEC, is what it seems like here. But they were going after him for an untrue statement that dated back to July 2017 and December 2017 when they were being evaluated for Bitcoin futures contracts. But let me read the ambiguity. Yeah. How about that? I can really talk. Yeah. Here we go. Oh my gosh, that's what happens when you guys let a Marine go live. The ambiguous nature of the statement. How about that? All right. We got it. Here we go. Let me find it. Let's see. False and misleading. Should have highlighted it for you guys. Where is it? Let's complete new reasonably. All right. They were saying that. Gotta find it. There it is. So the firm's proposed Bitcoin futures contract would be readily susceptible to manipulation. They basically said that they should have known that it was when they were being evaluated for a Bitcoin futures contract. Gemini basically came back with a rebuttal and said it was reliable. No investors were harmed. No price manipulation occurred. And the CFTC has not alleged any concerns with the contract itself, right? So again, this is like these I don't know, like they're going after things like it's almost like a witch hunt for crypto related investments. And it's really, the futures thing has kind of been a big back and forth in itself. Coinbase actually just recently, I want to say it was probably about 6 months ago, they finally got futures. But it's just kind of crazy, man. Like what are you going after here, and why? It's $5 million out of this company's pocket. And it doesn't seem like they really did anything wrong, to be honest, besides bring something or try to bring something to market that now ultimately somebody's brought to market. And this keeps happening again and again. You saw it with the SEC as well, when they were going after XRP and, a couple other of the cryptos. And, it's like it ends up happening anyways. And that's, I think, probably the most frustrating part about it, because it hurts those companies. And those companies get behind the 8 ball and they have to pay, large amounts of money. Like $5 million, is nothing really to sniff at. Let's be honest. Like it's a pretty good sum of money. You can be like, oh, they got more of it. I'm sure they do, but they would probably love to do something different with that $5 million that could push that business forward, right? So Anyways, FD, you got anything to say about that before we get into the market update?
Uh, like you said, it looks like a witch hunt, man. Like I thought they were going to come in and start forward looking or start bringing guidance to what's happening now and not going back. You said 2017 or something like that. That's
Yeah.
hopefully that's not a precursor of what's to come. Hopefully that's not something that where they're just want to try to just it sounds like a money grab, like because they said something a lie or something. Like a lot of these companies and these entities, rather these government entities, a lot of it. I used to watch a show called Billions, and it was the SEC versus a rich hedge fund guy or and different hedge funds. And a lot of times the SEC would just want to come in and just get money, money. That's all they really wanted. It was settle, get money, different things like that. It wasn't really to put people behind bars. Wasn't really for people to be in trouble. It was really just to get this money. And this is how they were funded that sector of the government. So it just is what it is, man. You're just gonna have to, you got to pay to play. So you got to pay to play, man.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. It's an unfortunate part of business. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and start rolling into the market update. So a couple of these things are going to be a little bit different here. Let me pull over. One of them is just straight up gone. That's cool. Here we go. Not really worried about that. Let's get over to the economic calendar here. January 7th, we got the services PMI. That is going to be obviously tomorrow. JOLTS job openings. That could have an impact on the market. So be looking out for that. Those are going to drop 10 a.m. my time. So that's going to be 1 o'clock or 1300 for the military folk there over on the East Coast. Wednesday, January 8th, is going to be FOMC minutes. January 10th is going to be non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, Michigan consumer sentiment, and that about wraps it up for next week.
Wow.
So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got
Friday. We got to watch out for Friday. Friday's going to be a good day.
Yeah, Friday's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 8:30 a.m. Now is that my time or East Coast time? Did I change this? I might have changed this to East Coast time.
That's going to be because
I did. I changed it. I updated it so that way I could talk East Coast for you guys. See what I do for you guys? I confuse myself for you. There it is. So yeah, Friday's a big one. Tune into the morning show. Piper's going to have all the alpha there and kind of talk you guys through that once those numbers drop. So maybe I'll even, no, I won't, because I will be in Hawaii. Piper, by the way, I'm going to Hawaii. Sorry. Now you know. All right, over to CoinInc. So this is going to be our new version of crypto or coin market cap. And so I'm going to try to go through this. It probably won't be as fast. It's going to take me a second to kind of get used to it because there's more numbers on here that I like. And so we will look at that. But the volume, the 24-hour trading volume is at 188 billion. That's up 70.86%. Total market cap is sitting at 2.023 trillion. And that, I do not know the percentage here. It's obviously not down 56.34%. Oh, that's the actual market cap of Bitcoin. See, I told you, I'm going to be struggling on this one because it's all different for me.
That's weird, TradeFly. It's not Bitcoin dominance?
Yeah, it's Bitcoin market cap, 55.67%. There you go. So that is interesting. I'll have to understand that here in a second. But let's keep it pushing here. And liquidations, 217 million. So we're actually down over 24 hours, 2.15%. I think that might change. I think that might change with that little liquidity grab that just happened before the show. Fear and greed index is currently sitting at 78, which is extreme greed, and that is up 2.63%. So that's kind of cool to see your percentage change in the fear and greed index. Your longs versus shorts, you can see that 43.51% are long and 56.49% are actually short. So that's kind of cool to see, right? And that's only over 5 minutes. Let's go over 24 hours. Let's see that one. I bet that's yeah, so that sways yet. Whoa, that just changed quickly. That just changed to 56.49% for 24 hours. All right, there you go. What just happened? Did Bitcoin start to move down? Go back. I want to see. And yeah, so we're on that trend line right now, man. That trend line is definitely something we got to keep an eye on, because if we break down from that, I think there could be some downside. I know Piper talked a little bit. He had a couple critical levels for himself on his charts. If you guys don't know, get over to the Discord because Piper just bounced in today and was like dropping all kinds of knowledge and, you know, good areas to look at and reasons why we could actually see a little bit of a pullback. And I was actually already in a short before he came on. Look at this AIX BT, man, at 23.92%. I say we got to take it. We got to take it. There it is. Another win in the books for the good guys. Let's go ahead and take last amount, 100%. The market last. So that just refreshes it. Are we going up? So it's going up. There it is. So we'll take that one. Let's go over to, yeah, what we saw. It was about 27% or so. There you go. Another banger for you guys. I should just put like all my capital into your guys' trades because you guys do way better than me. You guys are hitting these bangers every time we do a daily degen. So, all right, let's go over to the crypto bubbles. It is green AF around there. AI16Z, I've been seeing that one a lot. That's up 27.5%. That's your biggest mover today. Let's see, WorldCoin is up 9.7%. Render's up 8.3%. BTT 8.8. Those are kind of your upper echelon movers. Pingu is up 9.1%. We talked a lot about that. That had a nice little pullback off of its listing, but ever since then, I think it's been pretty steady. Yeah, so looking all right. Looking all right. That's I think that's actually market cap, but all good in the hood. Yeah. So let's see. Anything else getting hit in the red? Athena's down 7.5%. Virtuals is down 1.5%. I know a lot of people talking about a virtuals race recently. That's down 1.5. Nothing too crazy. Other than that, man, nothing too crazy right now. You know, let's go ahead and look at the liquidity heat map. I know we looked at that already. That had a grab. Like I said, there was some liquidity that heated up right here. Let's go ahead and update this one more time because this thing, it moves, right? It moves live. So we had a little pullback, got that grab, pullback, and now it looks like it's starting a little trend down. So, but you can see the same thing that I had highlighted on the map, that trend line right there. So that's going to be important. But liquidity down here, there's nothing really to write home about. Not a lot up here either. I mean, there's some up here, but you know, in terms of it being hot like this spot, nothing too crazy. The hottest spot on the map now is actually 97.2. 97.2. So we'll have to look at that on the chart here. Let's go ahead and get over to the chart and look at that. So we said 97.2 was the hot spot on the map. And I got a horizontal level right about 96.6. So that's interesting. Or sorry, that's 99. I said 97.2, didn't I? 97.2. Let me go back real quick. Yeah, it was 97.2. All right, so there you go. So you're looking at, you got the value area high around there, but really I don't think that's going to be the end all be all. But on the 4 hour, you have the money flow point of control. You got the dynamic reactor. I mean, you do have a lot of confluence going in here, just in this area. But if you're talking about 97.2, it's got to get underneath of some of these things that should theoretically hold up as support. But you do have the top side.
TradeFly.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry. Can you take me off camera right quick? I gotta fix something. My screen is fuzzy. You do your thing.
I got
I'll be
you.
right back.
I got you, man. You're clear. All right. So yeah, looking at that, you do have a lot of support down here. You got a horizontal level, which was the top part of this range that we broke out of today. All right. So this was an area that I was looking at for a potential short, right? Remember what I was talking about? I was like, hey, we're going to look for a wick to come up here, right? And then reestablish the range, but we never really got that wick. Like this did not count. All right. Just so you know, like you wanted a real wick coming up and kind of clearing out the liquidity, and didn't really get much of that. So stayed away from that one. And then sure enough, we pumped right off of the top side. So we retested this falling channel here, right? So you had a channel, very clear resistance on the top side, retested that, and then it just took off. The part of what I was thinking about today is that you had basically Kamala, like, you know, certifying the election, right? So when she did that, I started thinking, and I was like, we might get a little bit of a Trump pump today. And, you know, I was kind of wondering if like that had any influence on the price action. You know, it's obviously speculation, but, you know, it could be a little piece of the pie. just thinking about that, what's going on in the current events. So yeah, we had that move, but again, let's get back to this. A couple areas to look at, right? This one right here, very clear. I should have waited, right? I got a little bit jumpy and was trying to get in and not miss the move. I should have waited because I had the line identified, 102.613 or so, right? Yeah, and I had that identified. What do we actually go up to? The high was 102.735. So, that's basically, this is simple TA. This is just going back left on the charts, looking at, hey, where do we have very clear areas of support and resistance? You got a little range there, but you could see there's resistance, 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 resistance for a big breakdown. Again, I always tell you guys, look at those as a key to see where, very significant areas of price action are, right? So I am a big fan of horizontals. What do you have over top of that? Well, you got this trend line, right? Remember, this trend line goes way back to November 11th. All right, so November 11th, this trend line's been in play. This trend line has been in play the entire time. So I do advise, I don't even care. It ain't financial advice. Draw this damn trend line on your charts. All right. I think it's important. If we do push up, I think you're going to interact with that, and I think you're going to see an initial rejection before it actually is able to break through. But in terms of what we're looking at right now, you do see on the 4 hour, you're getting in an overbought situation, right? You had a horizontal level of resistance. I would not be surprised to see a pullback to this area. And that's at about 99.7, all right? 99.7 would not be surprised. Coming back here, looking at where's liquidity? There's a little liquidity there around, 100K or so. So 99.7, it could happen, but I don't know that liquidity is actually going to drive the price action in this case. All right. I think this just might be a matter of, a little bit of a cool off after a heck of a run up, right? Let's see here. You would have caught the channel here, and you just so happen to still be in it, that's 11% move. That's a really, really nice move. If you had any leverage on that, you're looking really, really pretty right now. All right, so where is kind of the top side we can look at? That's going to be right around where we had the all-time high, right? But I think short term, this trend line is what you're going to flirt with first. And then, if we continue that move up, then of course 108, 109K, is definitely, it's within reason. All right, even if you extend this trend line out, let's go ahead and extend that out. I'm not saying we have to go up to that area like time now. It might take some time to work its way up. And if it does, then you could be looking at, setting another high. That's definitely possible. It's definitely in play. And the trajectory right now is showing you, hey, we've flipped the trend, right? We now have a higher high. I wouldn't really say a higher low in a sense, right? But I guess you do right here, but you want to break this area first before you start really saying, okay, where are we headed with this trend? And that's what we're doing right now. So if we come back down, we retest this area at about 99.7, and then you see, if find support there, you could be looking at continuation up and right. So, but in the meantime, I do think that's in play. All right, so keep an eye out for that. And then what you'll be looking for, you come down to the 4 hour or the daily. I prefer the daily if you're doing swing trades, but give this opportunity to reset, right? So if we have a little pullback, kind of quick down to about 99.6, 99.7, there could be an opportunity there to see something like this, where the trend is going up and right, and then you'll look for the oscillator to come down, reset, and then start working its way back up. And that right there, that could be good. That could be good. That would give me, some hope that you could see continuation of this trend up and right. That being said, up over 100K, you got to start thinking about the sentiment. You got to start thinking about people, do they want to buy Bitcoin over 100K, or do they want to hop into something like Cardano that's at $1.09 right now? Something that's been a little bit laggy in terms of Bitcoin moves, and then Cardano kind of makes a move later on. So that could be an opportunity there for you as well. Speaking of that, looks like FD is back, but I don't see his chart yet. Let's go ahead and look at Cardano, and let's see what that's doing right now. So Cardano, looking at that, we had a nice breakout on the 4 hour. Look at, I mean, that was beautiful. And I saw people drawing this as well. And I had this trend line. This was mine. But look at chart prime. Oh gosh, here we go. Doing that stuff again. Control Z. Nope. All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, chart prime gave you a little descending triangle there. Looks like it's calling it a falling wedge. But I guess it's a falling wedge. But you can see the breakout, right? Nice little breakout. I was more concentrated on this trend line just because look at how many times it's interacted with it. Nice breakout of there. So all this stuff is underneath of you now. Dynamic reactors in the green. That's looking good. It's broke out of the range, right? So you had a range here. You had the value area high. That's already broke out. So this is I think I pointed this one out to you guys, and I was like, hey, if we come up, I was like, hey, look for an OC retest. OC retest off of this area right here, this horizontal level, which is $1. $1 was a psychological number and a very important number in terms of support and resistance. I thought that would be an opportunity for a long. Sure enough, came down, and you're on the 4 hour. Let's look at the hourly just so you can see it a little more clear. Look at that. You know, came down, retest, took off. All right, this is pretty close to a 3-to-1. Right, so it just depends on how you like to trade. I try to find 3-to-1s if I can, and then you could see how that was set up there. So where the stop loss was, where the exit was, and that was all really based on 3-to-1, not so much horizontal levels. All right, but when you go back left, this is what's important, right? So you come back left and you're like, okay, let's just look at that part right there. So you see where the top part of that is. To the left, that's at 105, 1.06. Come back left. What do you see? Amazing. Right there. All right. So just so happened to line up. And so that's where that would be a good exit, right? So you're looking at that. Granted, the price went up, but it, you win the day, right? That's a 5.41% move. So a small bit of leverage, nice little play, win the day. You get up to a horizontal level, that would be the exit, right? And so then look what happens, right? You find this level that's horizontal, it breaks that level. What's it do? It comes back down and retests it. And then it gave you bullish divergence. So that's another opportunity right there. So I would not really worry about that right now. But look at this. Came down, retest, bullish divergence. Right here was another opportunity to go long. Now, I did not jump on this. I just want to be very clear about that. But it's always important to go back and look at the charts and be like, okay, what did I miss? And what can I take advantage of next time? And if you believe in bearish divergence or bullish divergence, this was a really nice opportunity there on the 4 hour. So you can see that took off. And then, you're looking at where can I get out? Well, this is showing you right here, where there's resistance. So you may not necessarily take the wick, but where the closes are, right? So you're looking at where the closes are, and that's where the wick actually went up to. So this gets a little weird though sometimes when price action moves up so quick. Sometimes it doesn't actually limit out. It looks like it has an opportunity though to come back up there and really confirm that move because it's a nice little trend. If you're looking at it right now on the hourly, you can see it's trending up and right. All right, so there is an opportunity for it to continue its move up and right. Let's look at it on the 4 hour. Because really, that kind of looks like a little bit of a bull pennant, yeah? Let me see here. Now I got little like shortcuts here. Make all this a little bit faster. It's actually better than a bull pennant. I think this is, we can call it a pennant, but it's really, you can see the pressure is going up and right. So that's the one thing I'm looking for there. So let's go ahead and change that to green. I like to make those show you support. So that it's very clear on the chart what's support, what's resistance. So there you go. I mean, you're kind of in the middle of that right now. And you're looking at the RSI or the prime oscillator, you are over 50, which is theoretically bullish. And you can make an argument between, it's almost like you're kind of forming a, two trends here as well. Let's go ahead and just highlight what I'm looking at right here. So you're looking at that. Then see this. So it's like you're getting a squeeze on the oscillator. Kind of decision time, right? That's something I'm going to be looking for on Cardano. So top side now. It's tough, man. And that could be a nice breakout for Cardano. You guys need to keep your eyes on this one, because that's a pretty clear bull pennant. I mean, if you're taking even from here, I mean, the measure moves putting you back up probably around this resistance right here. This is what you Cardano holders have been waiting for, man. You get the breakout here, man. Especially if you make it through 113, $1.13, I think it's gonna be a nice move up to $1.23. So keep your eyes on that. Look for, the OC retest over here. When I say that, if you guys are new, you're looking for something like that, then coming up. And of course, you want to see continuation of the oscillator. Let's look at the daily real quick, just to see what the daily looks like. That's starting to bend over a little bit there. But that opens up the door for it to reset. So you could see something that goes like this and then comes up. So you gotta look for these things, right? Showing you strength, and it's showing you a trend on the oscillator. So we're continuing to build strength into that move. If you see that as it kind of pogos around in here, then I think there's a good opportunity for it to break out to the upside. So that's what I would be looking for. But just kind of zooming out, looking at some of these horizontal levels. Yeah, man, I'm keeping my eye on $1.13, and then if it breaks, I'll look for that retest. But that could break with conviction, so we'll see. Opportunities to get back in. Let's see, go bottom, top, dollar. So if this keeps the trend, right, the theoretical area that it should pull back to in terms of like bullish movement is the 382, which is also at $1. So we've hit on it once. Could you hit on it again? I would say likely, right? So let's go ahead and put an alert at $1. I'm going to move it up just a teeny tiny bit. I want my alert to go off before it gets to $1. But that could be an opportunity to add to the bags, get in a long position. Again, you guys will have to do your own research at that point, but there's a few things for you to look at there for Cardano, but I don't think $1 is a bad idea. And if you guys think back to Cardano in the previous cycle in 2021, and it flirted with $1 for a long time. That was actually my entry in Cardano quite some time ago. And it looks like we want to do that again. It looks like $1 is that area of support that, it wants to mess with again. So you can see too, dynamic reactor is working its way up. Let me check that out on the 4-hour real quick. See where it's at on the 4-hour. Yeah, it's working up pretty quick. All right, so at some point, this dynamic reactor is going to intersect with $1 as well, adding to the confluence of that range, or of that area, really. So again, $1's a good spot for you guys to look at. On Cardano, again, keep your eye on $1.13. And if it breaks that area, I think it's going to be up and away up to about $1.23. I'm sure a lot of you will be happy about that. And it should put quite a good number of you in profit. Because I know some of you, you probably got in around $1 for Cardano, would be my guess. Let's go over the chat real quick, man. It's been a minute. I'm here just kind of like mumbling my way through. See Trade Intuition in there. Joe's in the chat.
I'm reading the chat, man. It's hilarious in the chat. You know how our chat gets, man.
Yeah, I know. Bingo, bango. Bucks in here. Nice that you only took 4 attempts. I don't know what I did. I probably did something stupid. All right, tears are rolling down my face. Uh-oh. What, Jeez. I don't even know. Do I want to know? Stripper shoes come with dollar bills attached. What am I reading right now? Eating stripper shoes is next level. What is happening? What are you guys doing? I think I'm strolling the wrong way, but all right. Something's wrong with y'all. I love y'all. Something wrong with you. You don't want to know, TradeFly. No. Apparently not. Oh, my boy. Yo. Dude, my boy is in the chat. Check this out. My boy, Danny Quest. I want y'all to say what's up to him. We go way back. Way back. Like early 2000s, maybe 90s. God, it's early 2000s. Nah, it's early 2000s. Ah, shoot, it was probably the 90s, man. I think I met Danny when I was like 17 or 18. Anyway, say what's up to my boy Danny. He's good peoples. He actually is one of the first dudes that talked to me about crypto. No lie. So he did get me in Cardano initially. So when I invested in Cardano really heavy, when I bought at about $1, he was the reason I actually bought Cardano. Because he was like just going on and on about it. I was like, oh, it must be good. Must be good. So yeah, man. I went, of course, me. I don't do things half-assed. I go in all in. So I dropped like 10K on it. But it worked out. It worked out. So Danny, you helped me get a property, bro. So there you go. Full circle. You know it, dude. Full circle. Now you're here. What? You know, it'd be cool to get him on one day. See what he's got to say. But FD, I'm going to give it over to you, man. I'm going to let you run them through some TA. And we'll see. What do you guys got? You got any requests? Put that in the chat, and I'll get to that after FD.
So I'm looking at XRP, man. It's kind of similar to what you were showing for Cardano. Why is this not popping? Hold on. Sorry about that. Let me get that back here. So we're just basically in a huge bull flag. Like Cardano, excuse me, XRP rather, it likes to coil up for these moves and then, likes to make these big moves. So what I'm looking at right now, this is just basic TA 101, and this really works well. I keep preaching this. This really works well when the market is really moving. When the bull run is really going. So what I'm looking at right now for XRP, let's get our drawing tool, because this is what really made me realize the strength of XRP. So we had our big move from about 50 to 60 cent. Finally recaptured $1, consolidated here, bull flag up, consolidated here, bull flag up, consolidated here, bull flag up. Those three bull flags were pretty small. Now we're in this massive bull flag. So what I want to see now is a breakout of this top side. And even if I pull a fib, this also is showing me where the major resistance area of what we need to break. Let's pull this down. So we're coming in the downward sloping trend line. The top side of this bull flag is coming in smack perfectly with the 618. So that's coming in at about, like I said, about $2.45 to $2.50. So I think this is going to move 100%, like quick. So I think we're going to go from $2.50 all the way back up to this 618, which is coming in at about $4.70. So about $5. So this is going to be a quick 100% move. So let me actually go to my other let's share this tab instead. Let me see. I don't know, because I got my breakout. I don't know how to. It's so hard when trying to do this stuff with one screen. I don't even know what to push. So we'll come back to that. But I think XRP, man. I think XRP is the next move that I'm going to trade, like with a lot of size. I'm still waiting. You probably went over this when I was messing with my chart or messing with my screen. You probably already went over this Bitcoin chart, but this is what's telling me what to do with altcoins. So Bitcoin right now is currently, let's go to the 15-minute chart. I'm seeing somewhat of an ascending triangle. So this is what I'm looking at. Came up, building that pressure up and to the right, almost came down, broke back above it. Right now we're sitting at 102. So this top side is sitting at 102.500. Once we break that, I just pulled a measure move. We'll look at some oscillators too. I pulled the measure move from this bottom at about 98.8, almost about where I got into the top side here, and I'm coming in with a measure move about 106. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 106, and I mean, once we break this 102, 103 level, I think all-time highs are going to come in fairly quick. So I didn't even know that we were having all that stuff coming in Friday. I thought it was next week. All that news coming in next week. So we may not get, or we may get a huge or a pump up to this about 105, 106, and then we might come back down and see if we're going to hold this as resistance or support around Friday. So I think this week we may not break all-time highs. I think next week will be the time. I'm not trying to predict, but just off the news, that unemployment is really big. I think it's 4.2. If it comes in high, then I think all bets are off for the next week or so when coming up to these all-time highs. So I'm really looking at Bitcoin to see what Bitcoin wants to do. And if I look on a 4-hour chart, this is the line that I drew here, which is definitely coming in. Pull up my volume profiles here. So this is coming in at about, like I said, 103. So once we flip this, okay, now, and we start to get another run up, now I'm having a little bit more confidence in some of these altcoin trades because the altcoins are having a waiting game right now. We see, like you just showed, ADA. ADA is in a consolidation pattern. XRP, let's go back to XRP. XRP is in this massive consolidation pattern. So once Bitcoin makes its move, or once Bitcoin, lets us know what it wants to do, if it wants to flip that 103, going back towards all-time highs, I think then that's when we can get these massive moves. And this is what I've been waiting on, because I got like I told you guys last week, I have that $100,000. I'm trying to share my screen. It's usually a tab where I can just say, let's see. Let me see if I do this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to share this other screen. My bad, TradeFly.
All good.
Window. Here we go. Okay. Did this pop up?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So my balance is 100,000. So you see this is funded. This is a funded account. So this is the one I passed a few weeks ago. So I said I'm waiting for the major altcoin season because I'm trying to really flip this one. This is the one I'm really trying to flip, man. So I got a $100,000 account, and my first trade that I'm looking at is XRP. So I'm waiting on this XRP move to potentially play out within the next couple weeks, and I'm just really gonna ride this because I think once it moves, it's gonna move very hard and very fast. So I will keep you guys up to date on this. If I see something else that's looking primed and ready, then I will, but I don't want to take any chances. It took me like 18 to 24 trade. I took 18 trades to pass that account and get funded this 100,000. So I'm really going to take my time and really look for a quality setup that's going to be like a home run. And you don't even have to, with it being so much, I don't even have to use, that much capital in order to get, a lot out of that trade. So not really day trading with this one. I'm going to do a massive swing trade. I'm looking for the best possible risk to reward. And like I said, that's going to be XRP. So I'm waiting on that XRP move to fizzle out and see if that happens within the next couple of weeks. But this has all the different, all the pairs that you want, everything that everybody's talking about, all the popular coins that everybody's talking about. I think they just listed virtuals. So the virtuals moves pretty good. So I'll start to trade virtuals a little bit. I think they have the AI. What's those other ones called? The AI. Yep, AI 16Z. Yep, and then the AI XBT. So I'll be using those or trading with those as well. Sorry, TradeFly. I got to do it one more time. I got to go back to Trade View. Sorry, man.
We top flight security of the world, Craig. Not just the city, the world.
World.
Okay. You know what? I think, so let me know. Did I flip back to Trading View now?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. So I don't even have to do that. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But I wanted to also look at some things in the short term that we can look at right now. I think it was Timecoin. Where's Timecoin at? Also Chainlink. Let's look at Chainlink first and foremost. So Chainlink on the 4-hour has literally just broken from this downtrend. A lot of these coins have broken in the downtrend. So I'm really just doing this top-down analysis when it comes to these coins right now, because a lot of them, like I said, have just done that. So I'm pulling some fibs, and from the top to the bottom of the move that we had, looking to possibly get back up to this $26.68. I don't like the way this pattern, let me delete this. I don't like the way this price action is going right now. In the short term, it looks sort of like this. I don't like, usually these play out to the downside, so I don't like the way this is looking. But even if we did, come back down, we do have some support coming in right here. We have all this price action here. So this is for short term. So we do have some nice horizontals coming in right where we're at right now. And then we have some down here. So these are just maybe short term scalps or short term day trades. If we do come down. So if we did break down, this is just a trade setup. If we did break down from here and come back down to this possibly around $21.30, we can basically be looking at a higher low coming in right here. So I probably will be looking for a bounce here, and then what I would do is I will pull this out, extrapolate this. This is how I trade. I trade weird. So I will pull that out. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. So if we did, this would be the optimal scenario for me. We come back down to about $21.30 to 31 cents, and then we get some sort of bounce, and then we'll start hitting our head at those support term resistance marks around 23 and 23.50 and 24. So about 23.50 to 24 cent. So that's a pretty good move, man. If you're just trying to get a nice little, that's a 8, almost 9% move if you want to get that move. So right now it's about base hits until Bitcoin breaks. We talked about that 103 level and hold that as support. I think 103 is the line that we really need to hold. And then all these altcoins are going to start to, start to take off. And I was looking at a post, and this ties into altcoin season. Let me come back to the me and you TradeFly, because I want to talk about this really quick about this altcoin season. Altcoin season has changed. So it's from Miles. I can't remember I can't pronounce his last name. He used to be on Crypto Banner, but he's really into the altcoins, really into the space. And he put a post out on X. I can go to it in a second, but he was talking about how altcoin season has changed with all these altcoins with so much dilution. Now it's a little bit more centered and a little bit more narrative driven. It's always been narrative driven, but now it's really, really like focused on like narrative. Like right now we see AI. A couple months ago it was meme coin. It really wasn't anything else. Then we see like ISO 222 or whatever it's called coins go up. Then we saw like the older coins. So I think altcoin season is going to be like that. I don't think we're going to have those times where it's just everything goes up. Everything is not going to go up. I think the altcoin season is going to be a lot more centered like we've been seeing. And we may already be in altcoin season. It just looks different. So we do want to wait till Bitcoin dominance starts to roll over until we get these, so we can get some of these more or these bigger moves. But from reading his post, I'll link it to my or I'll share it on my X after we get off here. You guys can go read it. And it made a lot of sense, man. It made a whole lot of sense. So it's really a game. It's really like a I want to find it, man. Let me see. I'm sorry. X.com. Give me 1 second, TradeFly, because it's really good alpha that I really want to give to the people, man. Because I really was looking at this a little bit earlier. Bookmarks. Here it is. I gotta just find it, share it. Sorry about this, TradeFly, but I think the audience really needs to. I think this is something we really need to.
While you're doing, man, I got the altcoin season little heat map up with from CoinInc. CoinInc.com actually has one that kind of will give you a little chart. So basically, the higher up on this chart it is, the closer you are to altcoin season, as it says. But this is really, yeah, man. I mean, it's essentially saying that we already had it.
Yeah. So I don't know if my screen is being shared now, but I found it. So yeah, I think this is you can go to my screen now. I got it if you want to go to it. Yep, there we go. So let's make this a little bit bigger. So he's saying alt season will never look like 2021 again due to easing conditions being an extreme anomaly in 2021. With the everything happened with the pandemic and the abundance of new launches, altcoin dilution. So this is what we've been talking about on the Nightcap for a long time. So he's saying he's not saying it won't be as big, if not bigger, and just different. And this is how a lot of times you have to look at different people's theses and kind of see if it really makes sense. And this really makes sense. He said, if instead of every altcoin going vertical at once, more confined rotations will occur, which we've already seen. Meme coins go crazy, and we see AI go crazy. Like I've seen the meme season that we had, that was something like the peak of the market. A lot of times that signals a peak, but it wasn't a peak. So it just probably shows that we're changing a little bit when it comes to altcoin season. It says liquidity will gradually flow in as opposed to the sharp spike we saw in 2021 stimulus days, and we can use this as an advantage because usually in the past, it'll be like a coin goes up for like a week or two and then it's over. Now, as we see, is a more gradual effect. Like if we talk about these AI agents, we talk about virtuals. It was at 10 cent, then it was at 40 cent, then it was at 70 cent, then it was at $1, then it was at $3. Now I think it's like $4. So it's like a gradual increase as opposed to just going from 10 cent to $4 in a week or two. So that is changing, and it's just a lot of coins that did the same thing or are doing the same thing. It says strong ETF flows have diminished the impact of Bitcoin pumps that the Bitcoin pumps have on liquidity flow. So it's more psychological than tangible now, which is a great point. And he says it becomes more of a trader's market as the hold a bunch of coins and wait for the pump strategy won't be as effective. And I've seen that. Like a lot of coins that I've been holding since 2020 have not pumped, and I don't know if they will. They've gone up, just because the magnetism of the market takes it up. But I don't know if it's going to be that just pure altcoin season when everything just goes up. He says still a ridiculous amounts of opportunity in the space. Just be realistic in terms of your expectations and adjust your trading and investing style based on current conditions. So this is what we always talk about, being fluid and being, changing with the market. And the market has changed. Like the market has really, really changed. And I really want, I hope people, and this goes back to our central theme, TradeFly, and then we'll get back to some charts or get out of here. I don't know what time it is. I'm rambling right now. But this goes back to our central theme
good, man.
of taking profits, because the market has changed, the dynamics have changed. So if your coin or the sector has pumped, it may not pump again. It may not pump again. So it seems like we have more time to get in these coins, but it seems like less and less coins are pumping. So I don't know what, you still, some people are holding coins that haven't pumped a lot yet, but you just have to take a lot of these things into account, the way the market has changed. And I think it's going to continue to change as different things, different entities come in, the way the players, different players. This is not retail players. These are sophisticated and traditional traders, that's coming into the space, and institutions coming into the space. So you got to kind of adjust to the climate. It's just, and really with trading too, like you have to really be liquid or not liquid. You got to be fluid to your environment. So that's why I don't really try to rush trades. Like a lot of people always try to rush trades and try to put trades out just for the community and things like that. I don't have to trade all the time. When the market starts to ramp up, I can trade for a month and make way more than everybody is making for the next 11 months because I've waited and waited, and then I've took advantage of when the market is in easy mode. So that's really what I'm waiting on. Of course, I'm taking some trades here or there, but we were in easy mode a couple weeks ago. We're not in easy mode right now. So now we're just waiting on the signs for easy mode. And once we get in easy mode, man, money is easy. And it's like they're giving you money. You just gotta show up. You just gotta show up, man.
You gotta have exposure, man. I mean, that's one of the things, right?
Yeah.
Like when you start getting into these trending markets, it trends and it moves fast. And you'll go back to a lot of these coins, especially some of the altcoins, and you'll go back to September. And you're gonna see that thing has moved 300, 400% since September. And you're like,
yeah,
holy moly. Like, but it was flatlining, right? It was flatlining for a long time, and then all of a sudden it makes a move. So that's a thing, right? You gotta have exposure, but then when it makes its move is when you gotta start thinking about when are you gonna realize those gains? Like, what is your strategy? And are you gonna layer in, layer out? You DCA in, DCA out? Like, that's what some people do. And, we talk about that. The biggest thing for me is just have a plan, or at least don't, like, completely round trip it, right? At least lock in some profits, especially if you're up. Some of you guys are up 300-400% on some of your trades. Like, lock some of that in, man. Lock it in.
Gotta lock some in. Gotta lock some in, man. I just took, so shout out to Forrest from Sistine Research. He got me into virtuals at about, I think, 8 cents. I just took 30. I told Piper this right before the new year. I just took 30% off the table, and I'm gonna let the rest ride. And if it goes up to five, I got like $5. I'll take another 30%, and then I'll leave a moon bag, as my homie Crypto Wendy O says, man. So
Yeah.
I'm just doing that, and just trying to stay grounded right there.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, one of the things I'm trying to work on now that I wasn't really doing as much is like take profits, like having different areas of take profits and kind of working the game through that. And so one of the strategies I'm kind of working with right now a little bit, very, very simple. Like I don't want to get too complex, but what I'm looking at is, all right, here is a take profit, and that take profit is take my initial. And then my next area, the one that I am confident in, the one that I've identified where I really think the price is going to, will be my exit. All right. And this is more for scalping, intraday type trading, not for long term trades or hodling or DCA positions. But it's just something I'm kind of flirting with right now to change it up a little bit. And that's really to kind of protect my capital. And that's really the thought process behind that is, not letting that slip away or round tripping it, as we say. But it will stop you out, at times. It does have the potential to do that. But that being said, let's, I think Sui, somebody was asking for Sui. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And I'm going to be honest with you here. Sui's tough, all right? Because Sui is in a very clear uptrend. It's also in price discovery. Like it's really, really tough. And what I do see is what you called out in the chat. All right, I do see some divergence, right? Price is going up, oscillator, the RSI is going down on the daily. That should, in theory, be bearish divergence. The problem is you've seen it before. You've seen it as it's gone up, and as it continues to go up, you're going to see that over and over again on the oscillator, because that's the way oscillators work. So it's a really tough game to play with Sui right now. But this is one of those things that I'm talking about. Like, this is funny. All right. So I said September, right? This is September. You can see kind of flatlined. And let's see where we're at. You're at 550%, like that's a hell of a trade. If you've been in Sui for quite some time. Now, one of the things you can start looking for, like if you're one of the guys that likes the moving averages, you can look for the cross, right? You can look for the 21 and the 50, saying, hey, that this trend could be coming to an end. Right? That's something you can look for. You can start looking for this bearish divergence if you want, or you can start lathering out and protect yourself. That's all options for you here. You can see the channel. We have reestablished the channel though. So like for me to say that like we're onto a death spiral here for Sui, that it's kind of tough for me to say that right now as you're still in the range. Now, if you break out of this channel, all right, then that could kind of change my thought process a little bit, but you've done it before. All right, you've done it before, and you still have the 382. So you have the 382, you have moving averages underneath of you. You got some support underneath of you. 382 again, like I said, in an uptrend, right? Theoretically, you should see it come back to the 382, retest that, and see the continuation up and right. So keep your eye on that area. But again, like now you come down again to the next layer. And this is on the daily, so these are going to be a little bit more strong, right, or a little stronger. But you have the dynamic reactor working its way up. That's probably going to intersect the 0.5, giving you some confluence around $3.47. And then you have the golden pocket, and that's down at about $3, right? $3 is a nice fat round number too. That psychological number, plus you had support there as well. Unfortunately, that's a massive fall for you if you're talking about where we're at now, down to some areas where we can find support. It's really tough for me to say, right? Because I don't have historicals to go back and like, hey, let's look at previous ranges. Let's do some fixed range volume profiles. Let's see if we have any naked point of controls. Let's see if there's a range for us to look at. Was there significant areas where price broke down? This is on Blowfin though. So let me do this. Let me pull this up on something like MEXC real quick. It might give me a little bit more data before I get too crazy about saying I don't have anything to look back at. Let me pull this up. There's Binance. It was probably with them for a while, but you want something like MEXC. MEXC gets stuff early. That's why I like MEXC in terms of finding it for the charts. All right, let's look at that. Yep. Yeah, you can see this is the launch on MEXC. Dumpsy do, right? Get those spike up, dumpsy do. I mean, you see this time and time again for altcoins, and then they start, if they're not a rug, then they'll start making that move up. But yeah, man, that's really, really tough. And you see it, you know, MEXC as well, this channel. Got the money flow point of control here on the daily. That's at about $4.25. And you also have the 100 SMA. So all the support is underneath of you right now. So that's kind of the issue that I'm seeing, is like it's hard to say until you start breaking those levels of support. Unfortunately, the weird thing about getting into some of these trades is you're like, all right, well, I got the next one. All right, well, I got the next one, you know, like I'll ride it down to the dynamic reactor, you know, and then that breaks. And you're like, oh, I'll take it down to the 200 SMA. And that's at $2, right? Another fat round number that you'll probably get some price action off of it. And then you're like, all right, I'll stay in this. And then next thing you know, that breaks down, you know? So this is why, like, we kind of talk about like having some sort of plan and scaling in and out of some of these trades, especially if you're in them for a long term. But again, there's some areas at least for you to look at. Money flow point of control is about $4.26, as well as the 100 SMA. So you got some correction. That's the 50 SMA. So you have some confluence there with some, you know, support. But if you start seeing this moving average bend over, you start seeing the dynamic reactor bend over and start showing purple, in my case, red for you guys, if you have it on default settings. But that's some of the indicators that we're like, okay, now we're losing some steam here. What I can do, one thing I do like looking at, let's see, this is Bitcoin. Let me go to SUI on this chart right here. Go to the 5-day. So I like the 5-day. And if you know Eric Crown or have heard of Eric Crown, he has a 5-day trading strategy that's quite effective. But one of the things he used is the Bollinger Band Width Profile, BBWP. All right. And this right here theoretically should be showing you the end of a trend. All right. And not really seeing that right now. It's kind of status quo, kind of the normal. And really, your last dot that was printed is actually green. You're getting a crossover, a bullish cross on the stochastic right now on the 5-day. So that's tough, man. I mean, you see the stochastic, you know, and the RSI kind of trending down and right. You do see like this little bundle of red dots as well, but that's in this previous range. And sure enough, we pulled back and popped off again once we came down to about $4. And then you made that move and you reestablished a range. So again, that's tough. I mean, you can take this right here. Let me draw you a little line here. Because this is damn near vertical. You know.
I think that's very bullish, man, that we reclaim that range.
I do too. I mean, it's weird to say, right? It's really weird to say that's bullish, but I don't have a reason to tell you it's anything but right now until we start breaking some of these areas of support. That's all we can really do when we have these crazy uptrends. It's really hard to do TA without some kind of historical patterns to go back and reference. So that's, you know, I'll be looking at that. And again, so money flow, that's at 420 essentially. And then this right here would put you at about $4.60. See if there's anything else that lines up with that. Your 21 SMA. That's about it. That's tough. Yeah, I would have to agree with FD, honestly. And for now, I'd still say it is ultimately bullish, even though I am seeing that trend on the oscillator. I need to see confluence between the oscillator showing me bearish D and then it actually breaking out of this range. Breaks out of that range and then we lose some of these areas of support. Problem is, that's a big fall, man. Like, that's the thing that I don't like to see. Is that when you start talking about losing some of these ranges, you're talking about a 15 to 16% move, which is big. So let me look at the chat here. Let's see if he actually said when he got into this, because that has a lot to do with it, right? Like, are we talking about a 500% move for you? Or are we talking about you've been in this trade since, it retested support and establishing the range. Like that makes a huge difference in kind of, approaching some of this TA. Hey man, I see.
TradeFly, you know what?
What's up?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you good? I just want to
You
give a
know,
shout out to David Brumbelow, man. Just want to say what's up to him. I met him down in Nashville, man. Good peoples. Good peoples. Want to say what's up.
yeah, he was dropping some alpha in the chat. But a lot of people so we have fundamental analysis, we have technical analysis, and a lot of people forget that third analysis, that sentiment analysis. And sometimes sentiment analysis rules all, especially when euphoria kicks in, or especially when something is very the narrative is strong or the coin. And Sui, like, look what happened to Sui last week. It just went, basically it went up, just parabolic, and a couple times just went up over these past few months. So it doesn't really, I don't see anything that calls for this to happen, like technically or fundamentally. Yes, some things have happened, but for the most part it's sentiment, man. When sentiment gets behind these coins, man, you can look at all the charts you want. It can be a million times of bearish divergence. If the sentiment is behind the coin, it's going to go up. If the sentiment is bullish, it's just going to go up, man. So sometimes you have to think rationally in an irrational market. Irrationally, like, I don't think that makes any sense, but you have to, like the market is so irrational, you just got to be like, okay, why is this going up? It's bearish divergence, everything's pointing to the downside. I've checked 3 or 4 of my boxes, but it's still making these strong moves. And that's when you have to come back to, like, sentiment in a bull run, the crypto bull run. And sentiment in a crypto bull run sometimes rules all.
Yeah, that's a great point, man. And that's something I really didn't mention in my ramble. Is exactly what you just said, and I'm not going to repeat it. But that's a great point. And this is one of those tokens where if you look at it in comparison to some of the other altcoins, the chart looks drastically different. Like other ones, you see a pullback with consolidation and then a pump. This has just been up and right since September. Like it has not had like a consolidation period, really, to be honest. So it's French Toaster. So hola, my dude. So he was the one that was asking about Sui. So he was actually looking for a short, all right, potential short opportunity. So it looks like, okay, yeah, that's there. I think if it breaks the channel that I'm looking at, let me pull that up.
Just be patient. All you gotta do is be patient. Once, if it does break back below that channel and hold it as resistance, there's your short. It's really like, just do it like that. Don't try to front run, because especially with Sui has been so strong. You can, like, look at that wick, like those wicks.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't, like,
short
right
up
here?
Nah, man.
So what two moving averages do you have coming up right there? That's the
21 and the 50.
Okay, yeah. So the 21.
They're still spread. They're not even converging.
But I like that 21 though. It's above that 21. That 21 seems like it's been kind of spot on when it's been coming to these. What time frame are you on? The daily?
The daily.
So that 20, yeah, the 21 is, we're well above the 21. So I mean, we could get a pullback, but to meet back at that 21, but that 21 will be rising back up. So it's just, I would just wait and see, because I've been seeing a lot of fake outs lately. Because I got in, I took a grass short yesterday. It's like an AI play, and everything lined up for me. And then I woke up and it was up 15%. I'm like, what in the world? But I'm like, okay, why am I shorting AI narrative overnight? Like, this is something you got to be in and out. Identifying these strong coins and identifying how you need to trade them, or identifying these strong narratives and identifying how you have to trade. It's a science to this, man. It's really a science to all of this. Like,
see, look at this, right? This is something I want you to do. There's Mike's favorite coin right there, baby. That Caspa, number 5 in the negative for the last 30 days. That is down 32.7%. These are the things that you should be looking at for shorts. Like, the things that are getting their ass beat, not the things that are trending up and right. Like you're fighting the trend. Like there's a lot of, like, hindsight. You could look back and there could have been a good short opportunity for Sui, but I will say I've gotten burned more times than not when I fight the trend. All right, if the trend is up and right and I try taking a short, a lot of times I get burned. And I'm gonna be straight up with you, because it's kind of a guess. Like, it really is. But, like, if you find something that's struggling, like these tokens here, like Caspa's struggling right now. Let's go to Caspa on the chart. Let's look at Caspa. You're short Casper?
Oh God, I
Yeah.
would, but I mean, right now it looks like it kind of. Where are we at? Oh, that's still Sui. I was about to say that chart looks okay.
But I would be like, I mean, I gotta pull this up here.
I haven't even talked about Casper. I haven't touched Casper, man. I like this is it's a struggling coin right now.
I have
That looks
not,
kind of bullish
I have nightmares of
right at the
Casper.
bottom. If you zoom
Yeah.
in a little bit, maybe to the 4 hour, I can see it off your chart.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
then now it's in the bigger time frame. It's looking bearish.
well,
I
this
mean,
is
the
the
smaller
4
time
hour.
frame it looks bearish. Yeah.
This is the 4 hour, right? So this is
How about
something like
that?
I would be more apt to look at a short for, because look at the difference in the chart. All right, so this is Caspa, and this goes back to what, November, September.
Yeah.
So September, it's up here. Check this out.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
looks bad.
September, let's go to early September. We won't even go to the top. We'll go right here. All right, early September, we're measuring down. We're in the negative 17%. Sui is in the positive 500%, 550%. So
Yeah.
that's, and you're underneath the things that not only do you have moving averages over top of you have the 200, you have the dynamic reactor, you have this pattern that's starting to form here, the rising wedge, right? Like you have things to look at, and you can go back left on the chart and you have historicals. Like you can go back and see where there's very clear support and resistance. Like this is like I can see it right now. Just zooming out on the 4 hour, I can see this area in here, about where the dotted line is going to be an area of resistance, right? It's pretty clear. You can see where it's had both support and resistance. And you just kind of break it apart. You draw a line, and that becomes more clear for you. This is something that I'd be more apt to look at. Something like look at, okay, let's say it breaks through here. Now you have confluence between the rising wedge and the 200. See, they're going to intersect. They're going to create confluence here at about 13 cents. Is where you'll see that there's probably going to be some price action off of there. That's an opportunity. If it breaks down, if it breaks out of this right here, where we're currently at, look at this. I mean, look at how, see the dynamic reactor, when it's purple or red in your case, that's an opportunity. A little liquidity grab there. You see that spike up, selling pressure right off of the dynamic reactor, and then reestablish underneath of the moving average. So you got a little squeeze going on right here. You get the squeeze and you get a breakout to the downside. That's the move, you can start looking for, down to about 11 and a half cents.
TradeFly.
What's up?
Is that scroll up on your chart? Is that red moving average the 200?
That's the 200 on the 4 hour.
Oh, we're well below the 200. This is like usually in a bull run, all these coins are above the 200 or well above the 200, or kind of knocking its head on the 200. This is like
So let's do that.
Casper led the bull run, led the beginning of the bull run in 2020,
this
beginning
out.
of 2023. Casper led the beginning of the bull run. Then it just, I don't know what happened.
Here you go. So Doge is
Yeah,
above the
see?
200. You got a green
Yeah.
dynamic reactor. What's another good one
Strong
here?
coins, just showing the strength, like you said.
BNB
I don't know. Yeah, BNB, right? Yep, above it.
above. I'm just trying to get bigger tokens. Gala.
Phantom, FT, Gala, yeah.
I don't know. Gala's not really big, but
So yep, so like we said, it's touching it.
it's at least
trying
at
to
the
make a
200,
decision.
and the
Yeah,
dynamic
trying to
reactor
make
is
a
green.
decision. Exactly.
So this is, I mean, that's one of the things too. You got to just kind of scroll through your altcoins sometimes and just see what's in key areas. Like if you are looking for something other than Bitcoin. I like doing Bitcoin only because, I'm most familiar
Click on
with that chart.
Jasmine, TradeFly. Yeah. Sorry. See? Yep.
Very good.
There we go.
Right at the 200.
Yep.
Dynamic reactor's green.
Yep.
So, I mean, there was, from Caspa to the 200, there was a big gap, and dynamic reactor was purple in my case. I haven't looked at Jasmine much. Look at that.
Jasmine
Yeah,
is a good YouTube coin. You want to get some views? Talk about Jasmine, man.
Is it? I'll check
Oh
that
yeah,
out.
I know it was. I
Look
don't
at
know if
this,
it still is, but I know people just talking about Jasmine.
That money flow point of control, man. Fire.
What about H bar? I see H bar up there, right above there too.
H bar is
I'm
going to
sure
be running
H-bar is
away with
well
it. You know
above.
damn well.
Yeah.
See,
So
do I have that now
can we
for
look at
Bitcoin?
MicroStrategy before we get out of here?
Absolutely.
Because I think
Yeah,
let me
that's over the 200.
oh yeah.
That's been strong. So there's a narrative behind that. H bar has definitely been getting some love. So it's over the 200. It's over the dynamic reactor. So that's a coin like you see how it's telling a completely different story than something like Caspa or Sui. Sui's like running away from everything. So that's scary because that means volatility for me. Like it can be volatility in both directions. And that's why I tend to stay away from taking a long or short on things like that. Those ones, like when they have those big pullbacks to like the golden pocket, those are nice times to start looking at some of those. Like if Sui ever, has a big pullback, and like I said, if it comes down to the 0.5 or the golden pocket, that's an area, then I would like, okay, I know this is a strong token. It's probably pulling back because there's other things going on in the world right now. The economy has some kind of FUD going on. Crypto has some kind of FUD going on. So it's just pulling back because everything else is pulling back, not because, there's a reason for it, specifically to pull back. So then you start looking at things like that. But yeah. All right. MicroStrategies. Yeah, we got to get out of here, man. We went almost an hour and a half. Let me see. MSTR. Do I have that up? It might be down here. There it is. Look at that, man.
So
Matter of fact, I talked about MicroStrategies, I think last week. There you go.
So I think MicroStrategy. I pulled a fib from the top of the market to the low we just had. Pull a fib from the top to the low we just had.
Well, that's
see
it
what?
was a 50% pullback.
No, pull a
you
fib.
want a fib?
Yeah, pull a fib from the top, and then pull it to the low.
Yep.
The literal low we just had a few days ago. So it comes the 618, the golden pocket coming right where I think we're going to that golden pocket should be around 440, 450. I think that's the next move. We just flipped a nice area of support. So I think that 618 is on the radar if you guys are trying to get some stock market option plays or something like that. But I think we could get a small little pullback. I think down.
Yeah.
I think it was on my chart.
You got Confluence.
A little bit. Yeah, and then a bounce from there up to probably that golden pocket. And I think, and I bring this up, TradeFly, because remember we were talking about which one is leading which one. So I don't know if Bitcoin is leading MicroStrategy or MicroStrategy is leading Bitcoin, but we see they both got these nice little bounces.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's they're just a proxy play of each other, I guess. So I'll be looking for MicroStrategy to
Let's
probably.
see. It bottomed out 31 December. I think that was Bitcoin as well, though.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Let me see. Let's pull it up. Let's look at it.
I want to keep this on the community radar just so we can have this as a correlation going forward.
There you go. So Bitcoin bottomed out first on the 30th, which.
So what day was the 30th? Monday. Okay,
yeah,
so it was a Monday 30th. It was a Monday right there. I see it. Okay.
And then
so Tuesday
31,
MicroStrategy.
This is the 31st.
Yeah.
And really.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Monday. Yeah, Tuesday. Got it. Yep. So Bitcoin really led MicroStrategies. That's a good little tidbit of information, right? If you get a good move from Bitcoin over the weekend, maybe that's something you can get into. I guess there's like after hours stuff. I don't know how all that stuff works, man. I don't trade stocks all that much.
Yeah, those gaps, they come back sometimes for those gap fills, and then they'll run. So after hours, they'll, they gap up when market opens. They'll come back to that gap fill, and then they'll, continue their move if they're going to go up. So I just want to. That's really all I'm looking at too. I'm looking at MicroStrategy too, is just to put some option plays. I really don't even know how to do it, but I know how to recharge. You know how to recharge, then you can do it. You just got to put it in. So I've been messing with some of those things on Robinhood, but trying to see which comes first, the chicken or the egg, so to say. So that's what I'm trying to make it a lot easier to decide how to maneuver my trade for MicroStrategy.
Right on. Looks like Bitcoin is starting to get a little bit of a rejection there, right at that horizontal, man, about 102. You can see it.
So
I mean,
I'm just looking at this price action, man. It's so I could just look at this. It's so technical. Like In the middle, we had that double top, that perfect M pattern, right down to support. Support popped up, came back up. Seems like we, came up for that liquidity grab, came back down.
So
It's
clear,
just like,
man.
man, it's
That's
just
so
so clear in
sketchy. That's
retrospect.
so sketchy right there.
Yeah, yeah, man.
And you wouldn't know
So
it unless you were looking at the liquidity heat map, that's where it was
right,
sitting. And that's why I try to tell
exactly.
people, man, like the unfortunate thing is like I had started my trade over here thinking that we were going to get a little rejection off of this area and then start working its way down. Ultimately, it did all this craziness. But, and then again, I was like, all right, cool. Like we came up, grabbed some liquidity, got under it. I was like, all right, cool. Retest. Did we get that breakdown? Nope. It went up. I mean, price do what price want to do sometimes. But this right here, that tripped me out. Once I went back to liquidity heat map after this one, because people were, I think they were taking short positions. I was like, no. people were stacking in the shorts. I was like, no, stop it. And then I was like, man, I almost like closed it. When I looked at the liquidity heat map and I was like, I'm in a short, but I was like, it might just be a grab. Thankfully it was. I almost flipped it because I was like, it's too close. Gonna go grab that liquidity. That heat map is dangerous, man. I'm telling you. Dangerous. If you guys don't use it,
A lot of people,
use
yeah, a
it.
lot
It's
of
free.
people been using it now. I think well, you guys were one of the first that you put me on, and now a lot of people are starting to use that.
I'm
That
seeing big
liquidity heat map.
influencers
Some of
use
the
it
big
now.
guys. Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Like, I can't take any credit for it because it's the liquidation heat map. I've seen it before, but like, I think I was one of the people that like really like, this is my everyday tool. Like this, I use this every day, as part of my analysis. And that's how I've made some really big calls. With some of the big moves, some of the big swing trades was off the liquidation heat map. So I highly suggest. One of the things I was trying to do is get the liquidation heat map over to Chart Prime. I was like, hey, if you guys can take these levels and some way incorporate it into Chart Prime, you would make me a very, very happy boy. That way I do not have to go external and I can use this. Like, dude, I would be so happy. Unfortunately, they cannot pull that data into TradingView. There's some kind of code nerd stuff
Yeah.
that they can't get past, unfortunately. So yeah.
Something
I
I wouldn't even understand if you sat down and explained it to me like a 3-year-old.
Yeah, beep boop beep boop. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's what I know. All right, man. We gotta start wrapping this up. We definitely looked at a lot of stuff tonight. Definitely some key areas. We definitely talked about some opportunities, but as well as different ways to look at the market, how different coins can be trending in different directions at the same time, right? So it's really important to start looking at those and be cognizant of that. Like, that's I think when you're looking at longs and looking at shorts, especially on altcoins, look to see like what it's doing in comparison to some of the other altcoins. Like, is the market itself trending in a certain direction and this one's diverging? Sometimes that's an opportunity, to further validate, what you're thinking in terms of getting into a trade. So, great points with FD. Thinking about the different, dynamics in terms of like, hey, like, is it sentiment? Is it, is it the community? Is it community driven, or is it the market? The overall, the macroeconomics, like what is driving it, and taking that and the fundamentals, like there's all kinds of things for you to really think about before getting into trades, or you can just be degens. You do your thing. That's why we do have that segment for you guys, you weirdos that like to just throw money away, especially mine. You guys are really good at that. Actually, you guys win probably more than I do. So there's that. I think part of that is like, it is literally like throwing a dart and just like shoot. All right. But it's a matter of getting out. And we are really good at getting out of the trades really quick with these 50x calls that you guys are doing on the DGen segment. I'm just like, I see it and I'm like 20%. I'm good. We did it. So, all right, dude. FD, you got anything for the people on the way out?
Oh no, man! I had a good time. I could have probably went to another couple hours, man. So we just want to try to bring some good alpha. Going into the home stretch of this bull run this year. A lot of people think it might end sooner. A lot of people think it might end later, but the consensus is it's 2025 is the year, so we want to be prepared for ourselves and for the community. So appreciate everybody for stopping by as always.
Yeah, right on. Buck said they claim that the one the investing bros use does a liquidity heat map, but they also called for 800 link at one point, so a bit suspect. Fair enough, man. You're talking about Lux Algo. I don't believe it's a true liquidity heat map. There's a lot of things that you'll see on these indicators that'll say like liquidity levels and all this stuff. Like, understand that is all based off price action. That is not something that they are actually bringing in from the exchange and populating it on the map, or at least on the charts for trading view. So understand it. A lot of that stuff's like algorithmic predictions and tools and all, again, beep boop beep boop, nerd stuff. Like, just understand that, okay? So don't be duped by some of the things that you guys see on the indicators. Or even just some of the free tools that you see in TradingView. Those things aren't always necessarily real, to be honest. So that,
like I've seen some crazy predictions from some of these indicators. Not just them, because they do amazing work over there, but just from some of my own analysis, where I pulled something from some indicator, or somebody told me about an indicator, and it's like, okay, yeah, Dogecoin going to $300, or not 300, like $30 or something like that. That's just like, I probably won't be here, holding till $30. Like I'm gonna be, so I have sold by then, but good luck with that. So it's just you gotta just be smart, be rational in an irrational market. That's the theme of 2025.
there it is, man. Heard it here. Jay Violet, it better not be no more Nightcap for you, by the way. I don't know what craziness you guys are doing in the chat. Stop scaring off my viewers, whoever's doing it. Probably Dave Digital. He's a wild man. Him or Mark Dutch. Is Mark Dutch in here?
Yeah, Mark was in here.
Is he in here? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was in here a little bit earlier, boy. Man. I was cracking up, man.
He's another wild one.
Yeah.
All right. Don't scare off Jay Violet. All right. We're gonna get out of here. Don't talk crap about me next week. Uh-oh. It wasn't me. All set. I wonder if I sound like that talking to my stakeholders. You're probably talking about my my nerd noises. R2D2. All right, we're out of here. We got to go. Love you guys a long time. See you tomorrow. Trade safe, be safe, and we are out of here. Yep, I don't know what's going on with the music. It is like literally gone. Try to drag something up there. We'll have to work that one out. Sorry, guys. Sorry, there's no music. Let me see. What can I do for you?
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep, 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 beep. That's all I got for you. All right. We're out.
Top flight security of the world, Craig. Not just the city, the world.
The world. All right. You guys have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.